Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a few videos on solving rational equations. So this is my video number 14 of the year. So let's take a look at this rational equation. Some of us are tempted just to give up already. My God, look, we got an equation with fractions, and the fractions even have variables in them, right? No big deal, actually, guys. There's a little trick. I just call it the fraction buster method. But what I'm going to do is, let's look at the denominators. I have an x here and I have an x squared. If I was to ask you what would be my least common denominator, right? Think back to, I don't know, middle school. I hope you understand it would be x squared. In other words, the x right here divides into x squared, does it not? Okay, so what's the trick? Well, the trick is real simple. I'm going to times every single term, every single piece you see there, by the common denominator x squared. Okay, I'm timesing everything by x squared here. See how I times every piece by x squared? So let's see what I get. Isn't 6 times x squared 6x squared? Here's the cool part, equals, here's the cool part. What is x squared divided by x squared? Well, it's 1, isn't it? And then keep track of your signs. There's a minus there. And then what we have over here in green is simply x squared over x, right? And I hope you agree that x squared over x, if I do 2 minus 1, is just simply x, or x to the 1. Now look at my equation now, guys. No more fractions. Now we have a quadratic, so we have to make it equal 0. And then we're going to solve it from there. So hopefully you agree. I can go ahead and, let's go ahead and minus 1 both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and add x to both sides as well. Alright. So over here, on the left side of the equals, notice I have 6x squared plus x minus 1 equal to, and 1 minus 1 is 0, negative x plus x is 0. So now I need to solve it. Hopefully I can factor it, right? I can solve it two ways again. I can factor it or do quadratic formula. So let's see what I got here. I think I'm going to go ahead and try. 2x times 3x. Okay, because that's 6x squared. And then, of course, 1 is 1 times 1. And if I look at my inner loop here, that's 3x. Outer loop is 2x. So I can get a plus 1x, right? I can get this plus x in the middle if I do a plus 3 minus 2. So I'm going to do a plus 1 there, minus there. And I'm on my way. Now guys, go ahead and pause the video, because I am going to have to do some erasing here if you don't mind. Okay, did you pause the video and get everything down? Okay, so I'm going to have to make some room over here. And hopefully you agree we could take 2x plus 1, and we want it to equal 0. So if I minus 1 both sides, 2x equals negative 1, divide by 2 both sides, x is negative 1/2. That's one solution. Now, I'm going to take that 3x minus 1 and solve for it for 0. This time I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So 3x is 1. And when I divide by 3, well, x is going to be 1/3. So here are my two answers, guys. Alright, pause the video. Okay, let's try to get in at least one more. Now, there was another thing I tried to teach you in previous videos. See these denominators here, guys? I taught you to always factor those first, correct? So hopefully you realize not only are they the same, but both of them are x times x plus 2's. Okay, so I'm just going to cross it out here because I have it factored below. Alright, so now, just like the trick I just showed you in the last problem, alright, follow the purple. Do you notice that this is x plus 2, this is x plus 2, this is only x, so all I really need is an x plus 2 to make them the same, right? But why don't we use the fraction buster method, and we're going to times every piece here, every term, by x plus 2. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I'm timesing every term by x plus 2. Alright, let's see what happens. Hopefully you agree that x divided by x is 1, x plus 2 divided by x plus 2, 1. So this whole thing simply just becomes 1. Equals, over here, x divided by x plus 2 divided by x plus 2. So this whole term here just becomes 5. Don't forget there's a 5 there. And then finally, my last term over here, x divided by x is 1. So the only thing left is a plus. See the plus right there? X plus 2. And I can solve for x plus 2, or x, sorry. Let's clean it up here. 1 equals 7 plus x. All I did was combine the 5 and the 2. And if I just simply minus 7 both sides, I know x is got to equal negative 6. So this one only had one solution. Pause the video if you need to. Alright, I think we have time for one more. So this one, guys, notice my denominators. I don't have to factor them. They're already factored, let's say. I mean, you can't factor it further, right? And, of course, we know 3 is really 3 over 1. So what is my common denominator here? So what I'm going to do is take each piece, you see, and times by x plus 3. Each term times x plus 3. Okay, let's see what happens this time. X plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is 1. So the only thing I have is therefore 1. The middle term here, notice, there was nothing down here to cancel out. So all I have is negative 3 times x plus 3, and I'll distribute that next, equals, right, there's the equals there. And on the other side, x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is 1. So the only thing left is 6. We're almost done, guys. Let's be careful and distribute this negative 3 here, okay? So we have a 1 minus 3x minus 9 equals 6. 1 minus 9, negative 8 minus 3x equals 6. We're going to go ahead and add 8 to both sides. Okay. And negative 3x will therefore equal 14. And if I just simply divide by negative 3, well, x is going to be negative 14 thirds. Negative 14 thirds. And that's my answer. So pause the video for one last time. So hopefully what I taught you well, guys, is sometimes you have to factor the denominator. Okay? But the key thing is all we had to do was multiply by the common denominator, and all my weird fractions go away. And then I'm able to solve it just like any other equation. I'll have at least one more video coming up. Until next time, bye.